Hello, this is question 6 on your mix exercise 7 from your applied book from year 12. So the manager of a superstore thinks that the probability of a person buying a certain make of computer is only 0.2. To test whether this hypothesis is true, the manager decides to record the make of computer bought by a random sample of 50 people and find the critical region that would enable the manager to test whether or not there is evidence that the probability is different, and the probability should be as close as possible to 2.5%. Yeah, so remember that there are two methods to do these questions, the hypothesis testing. And I always recommend you to learn both because one is faster, one is the critical region that sometimes you are asked anyway. Yeah, so it's important that you learn both. H0 is going to be P 0.2 and H1, it says different. So it's going to be a two-tailed test. I'm going to do P different at 0.2. Significant level is 5%, but they have to be as close as possible to 2.5, not smaller. Yeah, in normal circumstances would be smaller than. So critical region will have two tails, and n is, what is n? 50 people. So n is 50. We can consider that this is a binomial 50 0.2, and that's what we are going to use in the calculator. Critical region will have two tails. One is given by the probability of x being smaller than a, is going to be, instead of smaller than half of the significant level, we are going to do it as close as possible. So we are going to compare one value above, one value below, and decide. And the same for the other tail. So greater than b is going to be as close as possible as 0.025. We can do this with the calculator or with the tables. I would recommend you the tables because we have the tables for this binomial. Yeah? We are looking for the closest probability to 0.025, and we have 50, 0.2. So 50 and 50, these are the tables for the binomial. 50, 0.2, let me clean this. 50, 0.2 is this column here, and we need the closest to 0.05. So we have to choose between one above and one below, 0.5. So this one and this one. You can subtract from 0.025, and the closest is the 0.4. Yeah, that's the closest, which means this A is 4. Yeah, so my critical region here critical region is going to be x smaller or equal than 4. And then the other half of the critical region, again, is going to be as close as possible to 0.025, but this is not in the table. I need the smaller or equal, so I'm going to rewrite this as 1 minus probability of x smaller or equal than b minus 1, so 1 less, as close as possible to 0.025. And I'm going to reorganize, yeah? So 1 minus 0.025 means that probability of x smaller or equal than b minus 1 must be as close as possible to 0.975. And this, and now I can go to the tables. 0.975, I'm going to pick one value above and one below. So this one and this one. And again, just subtracting from 0.9, it's not this one, is this one and this one. 0.975, yeah? And the closest is the 15, yeah? That's the 15. Just subtracting, which means this is 15, which means B is 16. So my other branch of the critical region is x greater or equal than 16. Yeah, this is the critical region. Yeah, we can put them together. Critical region is x smaller or equal than 4 or x greater or equal than 16. Is where I'm going to reject my hypothesis, null hypothesis. Write down the significant level of this test. So the actual significant level, yeah? Remember, that's the probability of falling in the critical region. So is going to be very close to 0.025 and 0.025 again. So this probability straight away from the table, you don't need, you can use the calculator, but we have it here, so I would use it from here. Is this one, 0.0185. So probability of x being smaller or equal than 4 is 0.0185, we say. And then probability of x being greater or equal than 16 is 1 minus probability of x being smaller or equal than 15, which is 1 minus, and again, we can go to the table because we have it. 0.9692. 0.9692, which is 0.0308. So both together, yeah, the probability of falling in the critical region is this one or this one. So this plus this, we are adding them together. So the actual level of significance is going to be 0.0185 plus 0.0308, 0.0493. Or usually we write it in percentage, so 4.93, which is very close to the 5% that we were looking at. Yeah, and then 15 people buy that certain make. Comment on this observation in light of your critical region. 15 people is not in the critical region. Yeah, remember this is my critical region. 15 is not smaller than 4 or greater than 16. So as 15 is not in the critical region, we have to accept H0. Yeah, there is not enough evidence to support who manages claim. Yeah, and that's our decision. That's C. Yeah, and that's all with this question.